Latitude 0, longitude 0. Speaking from the center of the world, Ghana. This is where we are. This is the center of Pan-Africanism. Moving black people forward, uniting us on the same platform, telling the stories that concerns us. Boom! Zo TV Talking Points. Do not change the dial. Stay tuned. What is black power and why black power?
That's a very good question. I'd like to talk to it from this standpoint. When you look at where black people are today, in today's time frame, and you juxtapose where we are today against where we were thousands of years ago, when we brought on the gifts of mathematics, language, science, all these things. When Africans developed these, comparing those Africans of that day to Africans of today, because of the change and the scattering of our people, you're talking about two different people, but you're talking about the same people with the same abilities, the same DNA structure, the same everything, with the exception of this terrible thing that happened in our life, in our development. And the thing is slavery. You know, no sense in trying to dress it up, but the slavery that we were engaged in has caused us to be scattered all over the world.
Okay.
Black power is a matter or a way of trying to regain all those scattered pieces into one place where you can now concentrate that power and use that power to develop the kind of world that Mother Nature would have for us all.
Abibitumi is understanding that all the forces that live within and around us are coming together to achieve the greatness of our destiny. A destiny that we began thousands and thousands of years ago. And we had a little hiccup for reasons that I cannot explain. But it was to teach us something. And so that now we are better informed, black power is for all black people all through the world to understand that they are black and that they have power. And that is not something to just sit in glory, but to act on, to bring liberation to this world, to bring freedom to this world. Because before there can be any peace, there has to be liberation. So that's what black power means to me.
Black power means black love. Black power means black righteousness. Black power means man, woman, and child. Black power means controlling our resources. Black power means healing from any wounds that we have from the negative effects of the transatlantic and Arab slave trafficking, as well as colonialism and neocolonialism. And ultimately, our God is black. So we know that black power means the Most High.
Black power, as Baba Kambon, the father of this yard, Obadele Kambon's father, told us last year, that black people have to have an end game. Every other race has an end game. What is it that you want? And then you work backwards from that. So if you really want to be free, you have to work backwards from that. That means you can't have people feeding you. That means you can't have people building your presidential palaces. That means you can't have people who are training those who are going to guide you. So black power is psychology that we have to teach our children from birth. Black power doesn't mean that you want to kill everybody, annihilate everybody. It means that you want to have respect for yourself and you want to make sure that other races and other nations respect us.
Greetings, everyone. I am Kweku Aku. I am from North Carolina. I came in for the Sankofa journey along with the Abibitumi conference. Black Power for me is African liberation for all people. We're going to restore this planet back to its original state. You know, we got to get rid of the oppression has to go.
Okay.
You know, that's what it means to me.
Okay.
Black power to me is beauty. Black power to me is wealth. Black power to me is the motherland. Black power is people connecting and getting to know one another as African people of African descent. That's black power.
The first Aquanya way to the Machia Wafo, a way teaching the bench. You're from your Sankani, Boson 4, Yao, Nunsini, or Kojia mine. You can't be married to me, and you know, Dumankumo, we are. And Nuntina Mijana and Nima, Madame Mensa, Echrenono. It be mine to me, it be my bre ason, say a fan into my pefra, ne aya ahinie. Any ahunsem entina emrante ni nyina atwa empese no se emrante ni nyina gya aboje se ba bia wo be hia ema no kura no ema no gya pe me ne Brazil he ne ade fingernails omu nyina do omutinwi atwa empese
tumi no eba
esi form 2024 we bosumi atoso nkon ne da etoso nsia efri ase efri da edikan no enti bosumi atoso nkon ne da bia no de tumi kese na ebo ne ma ho ban enti na owia no kra na sese a opagya we ne hwi a wo se nyankonton no etwa ho ehia ebre na so enunya shebre na so.
Indiana, which is a Midwest state in the United States of America. Yeah.
How many years have you been in Ghana now?
4. Oh, Black Power. So from the beginning of mankind, there, in fact, even before mankind, there's the essence of black that emanates from the universe, and from the universe, it seeded this planet. And from there life came. But there's something unique about this melanin in which Homo sapiens sapiens, us humans, but the original, then we have the blessings of the universe. And so, the pigment, the melanin makes us very special. So black power has to do with an energy force.
The energy force
That's bigger than mankind. It emanates in the universe. And we have a small bit of it that we should cultivate to remind us who we are and to stay on the mission that our ancestors led. We should continue that mission. So black power is power. And it can come from us.
Yeah.
Remember it, use it, and be victorious.
I'm originally from Los Angeles, California.
How many years have you been in Ghana now?
3. Black power to me is rising to who we are as the first people and all people. That everything started with us and everything will end with us. So it's just really re-educating the mind and reclaiming what is truthfully ours.
Yeah, this is power.
Okay.
This is African power. So I hold my power anywhere I perform. Because the ancestors are with me whenever I hold this power. They come. And if I am performing on stage, I will never forget even a word.
Well, I think that the term black power and what it means is implied in the 2 words that we mentioned, black and power. So if we understand what black means, which basically ties to our skin pigmentation, ties to our cultural reality, and then our phenotypical features and our ancient ancestry, that's our blackness. So when we talk about black people, we're talking about melanated people, people who have melanin in their skin, people who consider the African world or the continent, which in the language of ancient Kemet, they call Kemet, Kemet is the land of black people. So people who walk this land, and we're not confused about what we mean when we say black. So black is people who come from the continent of Africa, who have their skin pigmentation as black, and then who culturally historically and phenotypically identify with their roots, which is from Africa. So we know that in our current reality, there are black people, who are displaced in different parts of the world, as a result of different, historical interventions, that interrupted our history at different stages, colonialism, enslavement, and so on and so forth. So even though I'm saying that we are rooted on the African continent, it doesn't mean that we're excluding the other black people who are in other parts of the world. They are all part and parcel of us as far as they identify, and accept their melanin and their ancestry as coming from the African continent. So black power, the other component which has to do with power, is an important, declaration and ambition. Because if you look at the current state of black people right now, we are in a state of powerlessness, which we can see manifesting in different ways, economically, militarily, industrially, technology-wise, and so on and so forth. So the idea about black power is an ambitious declaration and then target to say that black people in ancient times once controlled the world, in every aspect of human endeavor. So the intention now is to aspire to reclaim that power, that control and dominance over the world that we used to have in times past, before, all of the most recent, unfortunate events that happened to us by people from different races. Yeah, so black power, is an ambition, it's an aspiration, and we're working towards it. We're reading and learning, and we're putting the things we're reading and learning into practice in the different areas of people activity in order to reclaim that power that we once had.
Currently, I live in Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States, but I'm Jamaican. So if it wasn't obvious. Well, what black power mean to me, it means, say, black people run things. When we run things in we own a country, right? So black power means, when we want to do something for black people, we do it no apology. We just do so. We don't have to beg people, we don't have to beg friends. That's what Marcus Garvey talk about, what Nana Marcus Mosiah Garvey tell me to do, right? It comes down to us. So that's how I understand black power.
I'm coming from Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean. Black power to me is more or less about me knowing myself as an African, knowing myself, knowing my rightful place, and understanding the powers that we have as a black people, and knowing exactly how to use that black power to liberate others so that they could understand what black power is too, So that's what black power means to me.
I'm home. That's why I'm happy. So coming from United Snakes, I'm home.
Where in the United States are you coming from?
Arizona, originally born and raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It means liberation. It means freedom from being controlled. It means allowing our men to do what they are called to do and to step up and do what they need to do, and we stand beside them.
Black power to me, I would say, would be the coming together of us all over the diaspora. There's such a separation between us all. There's all the different things that we use to classify ourselves, and that just creates further separation. But if we remember that we are African first, we will have all the power that we need to be who we really, truly are.
Black power means black liberation. Black power, it's something that we always strive for every time. Black
power. Abibitumi. You see, the world, this world was built by Abibitumi. It is like the foundation. But it's only when we are growing and a whole lot of things coming into the country, has really diverted our attention from our own source. Now, I will just break it down in simple context. Okay, I believe strongly you have been to church before.
Yeah, I have.
I've also been to churches across. All right, and we were thinking that the power is coming from the West. So now, when they came, they have our mind because we were in tune with the Creator. So somebody will ask, Aita, do you believe in God? I say, no, I don't believe in God. But I know God. Because I know that God is black, as we call him Yehovah, and it is through his creation that we can find the Creator. So the tree is God, the water is God, you are God, I am God. And his power is within us, but not the West.
So to me, the meaning of black power is the ability for black people to control their own destiny without being dependent on anyone for anything, for all areas of human activity, economics, spirituality, military, psychological, all human activities. Black people are determining our own destiny based upon from our own worldview and make that a reality. That is black power.
Yes, Leon Harrison, coming from North Carolina, from the U.S. First time in Ghana. Black power is the independence and the willing and the community to do better and do for self, with self-reliance, with no fear.
Manchester, London, I live in the UK. For me, black power is black depending on black. Black power, Abibitumi, means self-determination, self-reliance, self-development, developing ourselves so we don't have to depend on any other nation but ourselves, and also strengthening the black family, the black woman, the black man, and the black child. We need to show examples of that working in harmony for us to be a true power form underneath the sun and reclaim the earth that we have here, because it's our earth. Yeah, so that's what it means to me.
So when we look at black power, this means that you are able to do something. Why do I say it? Because in Twi we have the word to me, which is to be able. But then if you change the tone slightly, you get to me, which is power. This means that you have the ability to accomplish things, even in the face of resistance. Let's say someone doesn't want you to stand on your own 2 feet. Power means that whether you like it or not, I'm standing on my own 2 feet. Let's say that someone doesn't want you to be able to feed yourselves. Power means that, no, I'm able to feed myself. If someone doesn't want your children to survive, then power means that my children will survive. And that's what it's really ultimately all about. So Abibitumi, if you even look around, you see that there are so many examples. Look, we're on solar. This means we're not begging on anyone to provide energy for us. If you see that we have our own water catchment system, this means we're not begging anyone for water. There's a proverb from the Instructions of Ptahhotep, the oldest book in the world, and it says, and it translates to, he who listens to his belly belongs to the enemy. You understand? So if you're dependent on someone else to feed you, there's a proverb in Twi along similar lines that say, "Who did he feed you? Someone." And it translates to, if you eat in 30 houses, your mouth can't be hard. You can't say what you want to say because you're dependent on everyone else. Nana Thomas Sankara said, he who feeds you controls you. All of those things, you're not able You don't have the power because as soon as someone says you're not going to be able to do that anymore, otherwise you will starve to death. Well, let me back down from what I said. The IMF says that, I can't use this for infrastructure. I can't use this for education. I have to go and only use this loan in order to bring Caterpillar, tractors out of the U.S. Then what did they do? They sent the money laundering. Yeah. They sent it through you to give it back to their cousin. What's really going on? All of those things are the opposite of power. So all we have to do is look around and see what's going on. That's the opposite of power. So if we want to know what power is, then all we have to do is think of what's the other side of this. Being dependent, that's not power. We say we have independence, but independence means that we are not dependent. Yeah. But look at how we're dependent on our enemies for various things. That's why here at the Abibitumi headquarters, this is why we decided to build this beautiful structure out of earth blocks. This is an indigenous architectural technique. We decided to build it out of 8 sides because in the creation stories of classical Kemet, there was a talk about the 8 original Necheru. You understand? If you look at the outside, you see the painting is Bomborisi, which they do in the Upper East in Burkina Faso. If you look on the inside, it's Bogolan, that's what they say, mud cloth. So everything you see around should inspire you to see what does power look like. What does black power architecture look like? What does black power clothing look like? What does black power food taste like? What does black power food smell like? What does it feel like? What's the experience of black power? So it's not enough for me to go up and give a lecture and say, black power is this. I should make a model of what I think black power looks like. And then those who are inspired can either follow that model or they can replicate in their own view, in their own vision. But I think we've done well in terms of demonstrating black power. Abibitumi, Abibifahudi.
Boom, Zo TV, I told you, man, this is the original to the original to the original. Next year is happening for sure. The Abibitumi conference. Please, where are we? Give me location.
So we're here in Ekwiapim Mampong in the eastern region where I'm installed, as I mentioned, as Bamuchidomhene. And this is a beautiful space. If you go out, you'll see a view that is just amazing. It's even more than amazing. It's black-amazing. It's black-tastic. It's blacknificent. It's blackerific. It's blacktiful. It's blacktiful.
Zo TV talking points. Do not change the dial. Stay tuned.